Then I'm ready.
Period. All right, everyone. Welcome back to My Teacher's a Gleek. We're your hosts. I'm Sullivan.
And I'm Meg.
And Megan is was. I keep doing that. Every time I introduce you, I say is my. But you were my high school drama teacher, basically.
Yep.
And now we come together and watch Glee, the hit TV show Glee. And take notes and talk about it from the perspective of two different individuals. One who grew up on the show, me, and one who did not at all and
straight up refused to watch
avoided
it
completely, Meg. So we have some fun. Today's episode, this is episode 4, season 1. It's called Preggers. And we got a lot to unpack. We learn a lot about our characters.
We sure do.
In the best way. I actually loved this episode.
I do too. I think you watched me watch it.
Yeah, I did come in like 20 minutes like to the end of it, I think, of Meg watching it. And so I got to see some of her reactions, which were just hilarious.
And I stopped writing some of my notes, so we're gonna have to you're gonna have to remind me or.
Okay, yeah. Let's just start from the beginning, which is right off the get-go. It's the single ladies dance with Kurt and Tina and Brittany, which is just iconic.
And he's in his bodysuit with a sparkly vest or a sparkly. What was the sparkle part? Was it all a bodysuit? It was
probably. Well, they say something. He says something too about it, where he's like, "It's the football chic. It's what they wear to warm up."
Yeah.
Just incredible how he comes up with that on the spot.
I also like that he quickly adopted behaviors that he felt were masculine, which were spanking. Who did he spank?
Tina.
Spanks
I'm not ready to be exclusive yet.
Yeah, we're not ready to be exclusive. And it's like, oh, God, like that's what you think your dad wants to see.
Right.
Like, oh, already like,
Fun fact about that scene.
Yes.
So the girl who plays Brittany, Heather Morris, was a backup dancer for Beyonce before being on Glee. So she actually did, and there's a video of her doing single ladies dance with Beyonce, I think on like Good Morning America.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So isn't that kind of funny? Full circle for her.
And like what a fun little treat for
I know, like a little cameo. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But anyway, yeah, that's funny. And then Brittany, being the idiot that she is, tells Bert Hummel he's on the football team, and now he has to stay on the football team.
I know, and his face at the end of that scene when Dad walks away,
right?
He's like, "Get me tickets to your first game." He's like, just
fuck.
This, like the absolute, like
what did I get myself into?
What is happening?
Yeah, like this is not gonna actually happen.
But it sure does. Gleeks.
It sure does. Not to spoil it for anyone.
But it does.
But it does, and Kurt single-handedly gets to be the kicker on the football team. And we love that for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Which we'll talk more about because that doesn't happen right away.
Right.
What does happen immediately after that scene is
the
sister, Kendra, is teaching Terry how to be...
Those of you who are named Kendra, I'll issue an apology right away that I'm about to say this, but like if your name is Kendra, like you're already like toxic. So
I kind of agree. I don't know how many Kendras I've ever met.
I don't think I've met any, but it just feels toxic.
I know one Kendra.
So we'd like some Kendras to fight back and tell us about how you're not toxic.
We would like you to debate with us about how you are not a toxic Kendra.
Right. That we have wrongly stereotyped your name.
But I agree. I mean, Kendra but she's hilarious. She's really funny.
I adore her.
I mean, but she is nuts.
She does have Kendra energy, it feels.
Yeah, that was a beautiful name choice for her.
I was shocked that Terry told her.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't expect that, but she's like...
Yeah, she cries. She
reveals the truth.
And then Kendra goes, oh my God, is the baby black? Which is just crazy as well.
It's like, no, I actually don't have a human.
Yeah.
Here's my fake tummy.
I wrote that Terry is being fucking loud, considering that Will is in the other room and they live in a small apartment.
Ooh, that's a good observation. I didn't think about
I mean,
that.
I know it's a TV show, and that's going to be most of my critiques about the show is that, like, I get it. At the end of the day, it's a TV show, and there are some,
I don't know, but you could have added some realistic,
right, maybe a whisper.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna do.
Yeah.
Whisper, like that would work.
Like, my God.
But I can't believe she's like, oh no, like dishonesty
Oh, yeah.
is what keeps marriages
Right.
together.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a lovely message.
Yeah. And she's like, we got to get you a baby.
And then she taps her or like gently touches her chin, like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And
Like, just to kind of prove how crazy this spiral is going to be for these two characters, or for at least Terry. I mean, we don't really see a lot of Kendra. Kendra's just going to gas her up.
Yeah.
But, like, and we see that in this scene.
Typical Kendra.
Typical Kendra energy. Gassing up the villain, you know?
Yeah.
I get it.
Moving to Sue's corner.
Yeah.
We get Sue's corner.
Is that right after?
Yeah.
I love that.
Talking about caning.
Caning.
And supporting caning. And she's like, to that I say, yes, we cane. It was like, again, like
just incredible.
This show shocks me that so much slid by. I mean, we have entered into an era where just none of this show just would be canceled.
Right.
But I don't know, Sue's supposed to be outrageous and the worst.
Right.
But she really is.
I know.
And
it's just crazy. I have in that scene probably after, it's like in the they go to the teacher's lounge and she makes Ken pull out a chair and she doesn't even sit down. I don't know if you noticed that she makes Ken get up from the chair, pull it out for her, and she never sits down. And she walks away.
Notice.
I did, and I was like waiting for her to sit down and be like, I'm gonna love if she never does. And she doesn't. She just sets the coffee down, I think, and then just walks away. Like, I have to do a satellite interview.
Satellite.
That's lingo for interview.
Yeah.
Via satellite.
Which is really funny because now we're all doing Zoom shit. And like then it was like, I'm not even doing it in person. This is lingo. I
incredible.
put that she was just so cruel to all of them, being like, you and like I like, what am I doing here in a high school? Like, I don't want to use it to like have mental health. And she was talking about
right.
And then she was like 40 and single, and she was saying all these things, and I'm like, you are also all of these things.
Yeah.
Like, unless, am I gonna find out she's married? Oh, don't just shrug at me. But I was like, it was just really funny because for right now, you're like, I think you have all of these problems as well, or worse.
Yeah, she's crazy, but so funny. I think this is also the first time that we get the bit where Sue never calls Emma by her real name.
Right.
Irma.
Yeah.
Irma, Edith. Like, she never calls her by Emma.
Right.
And I love that too.
Does that last? I can't ask you that, but I'm curious to see how long that lasts and when Emma stands up for herself.
I could probably tell you that because the only time she ever calls her Emma is in the pilot.
Really?
Yeah, the only time she ever calls her, like, in that kind of context of like, hello, Irma. Yeah. She only says, I feel like that's not that much of a spoiler.
Right.
That feels like that just as a...
So she always says the wrong name.
Just the wrong name. It's so funny. But yeah, we love... I also wrote that my favorite character still is right now Emma. I love her. I think she's so funny. I think that she, like... And you
keep saying right now, so I'm curious to see what changes.
Right, well, I don't know. I mean, I, like... And rewatching it, I see so much that I like am catching up on that I'm like, oh my God, who am I liking? I don't know.
Is it different this time around?
I've never really noticed Emma. Like, I've never really like loved Emma.
Right.
Like, Emma was always just kind of there.
Right.
And like, she just like moves the plot along, and like, obviously she becomes like, there's that like kind of chemistry with Will.
Yep.
I'm like trying to bite my tongue because I don't remember exactly how much we've seen. But there is that, and like, obviously that's going to happen, but I've never really paid attention or cared about Emma's plotline.
Right.
But now I'm like kind of eating it up, and I'm like loving watching Emma, and I think she's her dialogue is funny.
She's a solid character.
Yeah, like, she's great. So I've never really like, I don't know, maybe this rewatch is different. Does she ever sing? But... Bro, does she sing? She like...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you, but I can't wait. I cannot wait because there's... Oh, so good.
I'm excited for that. Okay, so moving on, we're in Glee Club practice. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
handing out music for West Side Story
Tonight.
tonight, yeah, from West Side
Which
Story.
is a horrible pick. Just
Well,
a bad pick across the board for the selective students that he has, for the job that he's doing. Like, you would never sing that in a show choir setting.
oh, okay.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to do it.
Also, we are now, almost, not almost 2 decades, but, a decade and a half, almost.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
15 years ago.
15 years later, I'm sad it took this long, but people are like, you probably shouldn't do that show unless you have accurate representation of the population or
Right.
diversity
Right.
of that show. So when she's like, Maria is my role,
Natalie Wood was Jewish. Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
I know.
And it's like, it shouldn't have been Natalie Wood.
At all. Right. I know. It's crazy. I had that written down too. If Rachel wanted to be Maria.
She's like, Maria's my role.
I was born to be. No, it's like, no, you weren't.
Because
you're not
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So that was really funny. And then did she storm out then or later?
Probably both.
Because I did like that line when they're like, the more she storms out, the less effective it is.
Yeah.
Like, solid. That is such a good.
It's true.
Call her out on it. So the following scene, I think, is Kurt asking Finn for help.
Yes.
But he goes up to him. He's like, I have a question for you. And
he says, sorry, I already have a date to the prom, but I know how proms are, or like our dances are to teen gays.
Yeah.
Which is just so funny. And I have written down that it's very open and kind.
Okay, I was going to say the same thing. I was like, Finn's response was like, good work, 2009.
I agree. That's crazy that he was just like,
he's like, oh no.
He's like, no, I'm flattered, but I think he actually says, I'm flattered. Right. I know how dances are to teen gays.
And that Kurt's like,
I'm not gay.
He's like,
oh. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like, we all know.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't been told. I mean,
Mercedes has, but
yes, but not
everyone. Not the whole Glee Club.
Everyone just knew and knows.
Well, I think, and if we watch the next episode, there's a line that we'll go through.
Okay. So I did say that I was like, oh my gosh, Finn helps him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, yeah.
He's like, more crossover will be better for me. He's so for it.
Yeah, he's so for it.
Which is crazy, because I don't know. Yeah.
And so Puck is like, are you two an item now? It just doesn't even bother Finn. Like, you don't see him get upset. He's just like, blows him off on that particular attack. Right. And then he's like, well, because I don't remember what Finn says, but Puck is like, I'm a stud. I can wear a dress to school and I'm going to still be hot and cool. And it's just like, wow, the power that a popular heterosexual, at least that's what we know now, heterosexual football star has this confidence and this privilege to be like, I could wear a dress and no one would question me because I'm
awesome.
Yeah, I'm awesome. I'm everything. Like, no one's going to question that. And it's like, wow, that's a lot of power. And that is the power I think, they had.
Yeah.
I mean, heterosexual white males still have a lot of power.
Yeah. No denying that one.
No denying that one. But that's just a good line to, dig it in.
I agree. Yeah, but very, very open and honest for 2009. I was actually surprised, and I wrote that down. I said, Finn being so kind and open, which is kind of strange for him, because I don't feel like he's been outwardly homophobic in the show, but he definitely has not been
affirming.
Yeah, or an ally.
Right.
So that was crazy. That was a
cool moment.
A cool little moment for them.
Cool. Glee.
The next scene, I think, is hi, I'm Kurt Hummel, and I'll be auditioning for the role of Kicker.
I have the quote.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
And they all just laugh, and
then I'm like, what is Kurt doing? Like, with the music, I was like, he's setting himself up for so much, and then
He kicks it through
he kicks it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then Ken is like, have you can you do that with thousands of people screaming at you and a 150-pound running back running at you? He's like, sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
I also wrote down Kurt needing to do the entire dance is nuts.
Yeah.
The entire thing. Like he fully like starts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And I was like, oh no, and I didn't know where that was going. But then then everyone was silent, and like someone dropped a ball or dropped their helmet or something.
Yeah.
And they're all like shocked.
Yeah.
And he's like, we have a new kicker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Incredible.
here we go. He's on the team. I'm like, that's fun. Let's hop to again Sue's Corner. I love these.
Yeah, Sue's Corner is iconic.
Well, I think she's just talking to the person from the radio station, if I'm not mistaken. And he's like, you have some hate mail, like along with like positive mail, and here's some hate mail too mixed in. And she's like, well, people might not like my pro-littering stance.
I forgot.
And I'm like,
I will not rest until every inch of this fine nation is covered in garbage.
It's just like
incredible. Just I cannot use any other word besides incredible today, and I apologize for that for y'all viewing, but seriously, it's just incredible. Like it just is. There's no other word I can use.
Oh, it's like pro-littering stance.
Yeah.
Like have like nowhere in this world. Would anyone be like, I'm pro-litter?
I'm pro-litter. I agree. That's so funny. Like she just is like wrong on everything.
I know.
Like it just is crazy. And she is gonna say some more just out of pocket shit.
And we love her for it.
I know. Seriously. I mean she's
I look forward to know what absolute trash
right.
comes out of her mouth.
Right.
Because it's just so outlandish that I'm like,
you have to just you're always wanting to hear what she's gonna say because she's just gonna say something ridiculous.
Because you can't even guess.
Yeah.
The writers.
There are some. I cannot wait until some of these iconic lines because there's something that I like. There are quotes from her that I like say regularly, like in my day-to-day life, and I am just excited for you to
when we come
across them. Yeah.
I think at some point I'm gonna be like, people just won't like me because of my pro-littering stance.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
But I will not rest until every inch of this fine nation is covered in garbage, just to see what people say. Yeah.
Moving on to a very stupid fucking scene.
Yeah, I came into this apartment to record this episode, and Megan was quite angry.
I think I said, I'm angry.
Yeah.
While that was on, because I was so angry when she's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, but we didn't even do it. She's like, the hot tub. And I'm like, no, if this is going where I think it's going, and it went there.
And it did.
And I was like, and she's like, it's the perfect temperature for them to swim even faster.
Yeah. Like we're, just to be clear, what Quinn is saying and implying to Finn is that he came in that hot tub and his sperm swam through the hot tub water into her vagina.
Through her cervix.
Through her cervix and fertilized a whole egg and got her pregnant. And he
believes it. I'm like, was Google around? Because I feel like that would have been a moment I'd be like, Google.
Oh, I'm getting photos now. Look at this one's gonna be what did you? Anyway, it's better to be recording. Okay, sorry about that. What are we talking about?
How it's nonsensical.
Oh,
that she is pregnant.
I will say though that when I first watched this show, I had no idea that was. I was 7 when it happened, so I had no idea that was. So I was like, "Oh my god, she's pregnant!" No idea how to.
May I say there were rumors in high school because I think they're. Now I want to Google.
Yeah, do it.
You know me, I love my Googling.
You gotta do it.
I wonder if there's like one instance in this world
where someone got pregnant in a hot tub.
But like that. I'm Googling this. Can you get pregnant? Please predict this. Pregnant from a hot tub popped up. But the idea that you can get pregnant from free-floating sperm in a hot tub without having intercourse is just a myth. Sperm can only live in hot water for a few seconds before dying off, and the chemicals used in the hot tub water would kill sperm too.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
So sperm cannot live in hot water over 100 degrees for more than a few seconds.
Okay. And
Most hot tubs are
way over.
right.
Yeah. So there we go. Quinn. Well, luckily they didn't really. I mean, Quinn chose a dummy. So.
Yeah.
So.
But
we
they
got
believed it. Again, Google, y'all. Was it around 2009? I feel like Google was.
I feel like some sort search engine, a book. Will, when he goes and talks to Finn about it, or when Finn goes and talks to Will about it, I guess.
My question is, did he not tell?
Well, he probably didn't say I came in a hot tub
and it swam into her cootie. Like
yeah, like Will probably just assumes they were fucking.
Right. I feel like that.
At this point, they're like 16.
I would be like, we were in a hot tub and I came, and then like I would.
Yeah.
Or
and Will be like,
no, we didn't have sex. I just this. Like, I feel like he would have told the truth because he's innocent enough, but that clearly didn't happen.
Yeah, and we need it for the writing to be better.
We do.
We need Terry
but I did
to try and steal Quinn's baby.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. Anyway.
Gotcha. We'll get there. But I did literally write down, hot tub? Nope. Dumb. I can't watch anymore.
Yeah, you were pissed.
I was like, I can't even continue this series. And then I kept watching.
Yeah, we're not getting off here. We have 6 seasons to get through.
Yes, we do, and we will. We end in what's that teacher's name?
Schuster? Who are we talking about?
The one who got fired.
Oh, Sandy Ryerson.
So we're in Sandy's apartment and looking
at
his doll collection. I have to talk about that first. First of all, I think several of those dolls are Ginny dolls. My mom's an avid doll collector, and that gave me anxiety.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But I laughed as he's like showing her a doll collection, and then it starts to talk about how great life is, and then
let's cut the crap.
And he just breaks down.
Just incredible. I love the energy that the adults are giving in this.
I do
in
too.
This show.
They are phenomenal because as cartoonish as they are, I think what it does really well to do is capture that adults. Doesn't matter your age, you are just as crazy, and
if not more.
Yeah.
And I love
full of drama, and it's like they're capturing this really well, which I think you're noticing too, because you're liking Emma. Is you're catching on to the fact that these adults aren't pawns; they are a very important part of the series, because adults watching this, especially people watching now who were are like, wow, I'm relating to the adults.
Right.
And it's like, because we don't really grow up, y'all.
I know, it's scary.
I know. Let's get older.
Do you have anything else to say about that Sandy Ryerson scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Sue sits down and he's like, oh, the casting couch.
Oh, yeah, gross.
That's disgusting, Sandy.
Yeah.
And if Sue, I think it's good that she didn't react, because I don't think Sue would know.
You're right.
But I think, I just feel like, had it been me to be the casting, I'd be like, right back up.
Yeah.
Like, ha!
Yeah.
Like, the what? No.
Right.
But she wouldn't have, because she wouldn't know. But that, to me, I was grossed out. And I was like, and it's like a Victorian couch with wood on the, it's like.
It's like a pretty couch.
I'm like, what are you going to do on that couch?
Yeah. Nuts.
Nothing.
Oh, Sandy Ryerson.
So they have a plot. They have a plot to destroy Glee Club. And it involves him being hired. Sue is hiring him as the arts coordinator, or
the arts administrator, I think. Yeah.
First of all, the video she has on the principal isn't bad.
No.
If that were released, no one would care. Right. I'm like, dude, why are you so?
It's the leg stockings, right?
Yes.
That is what we're getting.
Like the compression, so you don't have an embolism.
On the plane.
On the plane, and I'm like, that's not even. That's not a reason.
Just ridiculous.
And I think it's even better that it isn't something incriminating. Right. That he's like, okay, you've got me. And it's like, no, you're gonna let a pedophile back into the school to keep that video safe. That video isn't a problem. Yeah. She's like, it might be released to YouTube. I'm like, oh no, no. And I'm like, who cares? It's a stupid video.
Right.
I'd love if my principal had that video. But oh well. But
Gotta love it.
so how are they going to lure the Glee Club star away from Glee, Sullivan?
We have 4 words. Liza Minnelli, Celine Dion. And then it cuts immediately to
Cabaret.
No, what is she saying? She's saying
But it shows the sign-up sheet.
Oh yeah.
For Cabaret, you have to sing a Celine Dion song, and her name is on there with her gold star.
What did she take chance. What do you say? You're taking chances.
I was like, Cabaret, Celine Dion. I was
It
like,
is how you get them.
I go, rude. I would have auditioned. And I would have been like, let's see, which one would I have chosen? All by myself. Like, don't cut that out. But all by myself, cut that out. But I would have sang All by Myself way better than what I just did. But she was my icon.
Celine Dion.
Oh, my first CD. I'm that old. And I mean, I had my tape player.
Right.
And in 6th grade, I'm that old. My family, I asked, all I wanted was my own CD player because Aaron had one. Aaron had one that like had 3 different that rotated, but I was like, I just need my own CD.
I just want one. Yeah.
And they got me that for Christmas along with 2 CDs. 2.
Okay.
1, Jewel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Jewel.
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't know Jewel, I'm old. But you need to know Jewel. Oh, whatever. And then Celine Dion.
Yeah. Love. That actually seems right on brand for you. Like Kansas.
And
that seems exactly correct.
And I loved those 2 CDs so much. And I also stole my mom's Phantom of the Opera and Cats.
That also is right on cue, actually.
And Evita.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to purely Andrew Lloyd Webber, Cats, Phantom of the Opera,
And
Evita.
Yeah.
My mom, like, I had to branch out on my own with musical theater, but she definitely gave me a nice foundation with Andrew Lloyd Webber. But to the point where my sister started, I think she took the CDs because she was over it and started like leaving like Alanis Morissette, which also fell in love with. So, but like she left like things that would make me cool.
Yeah.
It didn't, but she tried.
That's okay.
But anyway, so yes, I'm like, I would have auditioned. I would have been like, this is it. I'm done with Glee. I'm about to be
Sally Bowles, and I'm going to be...
You can't. That is like the carrot on a stick for a high school girl being like, you want to be in Cabaret?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Cabaret single-handedly is the drug that gets people back to musical theater.
Yep. So if right now you're listening and losing your mind because you're like, I really would audition tomorrow if my community theater, my high school or whatever did Cabaret, just know that it's a trap. If you see that a director has chosen Cabaret, just know they're trying to entrap you.
And it'll work.
There's nothing you can do.
This is your formal warning.
And you will try to drug the person who's trying to get the role you want.
I'm sorry?
What?
All right, just...
It is a cocaine-dipped carrot.
All right. Anyway, leading out of that scene, we have... At least my next scene is... I have 3 bullet points. And the first one is...
The ballet studio?
No, actually, I have that before. I do have that. Yes, the ballet studio. Why the fuck is there a ballet room at a school that doesn't have even like a show choir or an arts?
I thought she was at a ballet class.
Oh, no, yeah. She's fully at William McKinley High School still.
No, she's not. She cannot be in the high school. I think she's at a ballet studio. And I go, why is he there? This is kind of weird, right? Because if you look on the wall, it has point shoes and everything in a bar. Is there a ballet studio in the high school? Because first of all, that's not real.
Do you want me to answer the question that you just asked? is there a ballet studio in the William McKinley High School?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, there is a ballet.
That's not real.
I know. That's why I wrote that down. Because
Also,
what
why
the
is she
fuck?
in there alone without a teacher?
Right.
Who teaches ballet? We would have met the dance teacher by now.
Thank you.
We would have met a dance teacher.
Yes, we would have.
And she would have been choreographing Glee. Or he. Forgive me. Or they. But so here's
the... It's 2009, so it's a she.
Yeah, so it's a she. It's 2009, so it was definitely a she.
It's Idina Menzel. And for some reason.
Right. But she's going to be playing a Native American because that's just wrong. Because it's Glee in 2009.
But she's playing Maria in...
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's going to be so bad and wrong.
Right.
So there is a private ballet class in the school.
Yes, there's a ballet room with a bar, mirrors,
so
lockers.
Now I'm just angry about that.
Right, because there's no like
teacher. There's no nothing.
Well, there's no like consistency.
No.
Ever, and we're only gonna find that out more throughout this show, that there is zero consistency.
I full on would like to rewatch to see if that's part of the actual school. I don't believe you. I think she's at a studio.
And there will be dance numbers in the ballet studio.
No, I'm so upset. And there's not a ballet teacher or dance teacher.
And there are going to be a bunch of kids in the ballet studio dancing with her.
No teacher.
I actually don't know if there's a teacher. There might be a teacher, and we'll watch for it. It's not in the next episode, but there is a scene, and I know exactly what they're doing, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
And I'll be mad again.
And you'll be mad again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What next do you have? Because I have the car scene next.
I have that they're in the office and they're telling Will, like, hey, we're going to do a musical. He's the arts.
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember that scene. And
so they're telling him this, and I just loved this quote because he went to the principal and he's like, what does she have on you? And I'm like, okay. Nothing. That commercial is nothing.
Right.
She has nothing on him.
Right.
But he knew. He was like, you're being blackmailed. You're being blackmailed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Letting Sandy back in. You can't do this. That was funny. So yes, let's go to the scene you're talking about.
Yes, the car scene. I have 3 bullet points. What?
Car scene?
Where are you at, Mama? What do you have next?
What car scene? When she goes...
When Terry's in the car?
No, I have way stuff more.
Okay, then you keep going.
There's the whole scene where Tina sings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like...
Are you blowing off Tina?
Right now, a little bit, yeah.
The poor human with a speech fluency disorder.
Yeah.
But I put Tina, don't stop. And then I also put nice spider. She's a giant red spider necklace. And I'm like, okay. But I loved her singing. And then he said that horrible thing. But I'm a speech language pathologist. So, of course, I commented on this. But he was like, the more confident you are, the less you stutter.
Right.
Well, first of all, any type of role, singing, role playing, and reading, fluency is always increased because they are able to access speech through the right side of their brain, more like the more creative side. And that does reduce fluency. It's usually when you're in like your logical left side of the brain, when there's nerves or anxiety. So yes, more confidence would lead to fluency. Yeah. For sure, he's right. But I was like, I had a lot to say.
It's causation, not correlation.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Is the other way around? Correlation, not causation?
No. You can't. Correlation does not prove causation. But he's like trying to make her confident, and she's like, just give the song to Rachel. And I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Ew. Say like, yeah, thanks, I got this. But of course, that's not her character. But...
And well, Tina will become more important throughout the show. Obviously, I mean,
I can see your face. I'm curious to see what Tina becomes. All right.
And I genuinely cannot wait to edit this back after we have gotten to some of these points, because there's some stuff that the show goes on,
right?
And all these characters are gonna go through shit. So I'm just excited for that, to re-edit this and come back to it. And in season 3, when Tina's done something crazy, we can be like, oh, remember when we just had the little innocent girl who was singing tonight?
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm excited. I'm excited for this show. I love this fucking show, is what I do.
I really am a Gleek now. I thoroughly enjoy it.
It's been 4 episodes, and you've admitted to being a Gleek, and I'm obsessed with that.
Well, there are moments where I completely want to quit, like hot tub moments. I'm like, I can't do this.
There are going to be a lot of hot tub moments, unfortunately.
But now I think I'm going to embrace them.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I'm over, I'm done, I'm turning you off, I'm calling Sullivan, tell him to go home.
Right.
No, I will never give this up.
It's just so fun too.
It is. He took Finn to a buffet.
He did.
And again, these teacher-student boundaries. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I didn't really think of it a ton, but I do. It's weird. I mean, it just is. But also, like, he did, like, in context, he did just find out that he's pregnant, and like he just needed like a father figure. Like Finn doesn't have a dad,
right?
And he can't tell his mom.
Right.
So like, I think that if
I probably would have done something similar.
I agree.
I probably did, because there are other students.
Yeah, like I think
that I did cross boundaries with,
right, to help them.
To help
yeah,
them.
So yeah. I don't think that that's like.
But I was already mad that he went to Rachel's ballet studio, which I now know is part of the school, which I'm still angry about. Not as angry about the hot tub, but still angry. I was like, you took it, but then I did like Finn. I don't remember why he took out a book. He was like, went to the school library. Did you know you could borrow books? All of them, like, except encyclopedias. I was like, oh no, how old are we?
Right.
But that like tracks for 2009.
Right,
football.
Libraries don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was funny.
Yeah, that's a funny little moment.
Yes, and then
keep going, Mama. The next part I have is.
That's it. I'm there now. So go ahead.
Okay, so I have 3 bullet points about the car scene. Number 1 being, how the fuck did Terry get into Quinn's car? Number 2, how did Quinn not notice her immediately when she got into the car?
These are all valid.
And number 3, why didn't she call the police? If someone got into my car, if someone was in my car, I sat down and was like, I know that you're pregnant and I want your baby, I would have called the cops. Well, I don't care who they are.
Not just call the cops. Wouldn't you get out of your car?
Right.
Like, I feel like you would. First of all, you're walking to your car.
Sobbing. She was crying.
Right.
It's pouring rain.
Okay, I forgot that part, because I was going to say cars are mostly windows.
Right.
So you'd see a human, but maybe if it's pouring and you're sobbing, okay, you get in. But you're right. Notice right away, and then you'd scream and you'd get out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even let
her talk.
Yeah, I'd like.
Yeah. Right. So I just have some questions about that. And I understand, again, it's a TV show. We need to have a plot point and we need to introduce them. But what?
And also, I think you were there when I watched it. And I looked at you right away and I was like, she's going to want the baby.
Yeah, you did.
Ew. And I think I put that down.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
She wants the baby.
Yeah, because we actually didn't talk about the fact that he disclosed Quinn's private situation to his wife.
Right.
Which, I mean, you disclose things to spouses.
Debrief after a day. Yeah.
I was like, she's going to want that baby. She's going to want that baby. And she did.
She wants the baby.
Wait, so we forgot to talk about, though, right before that we discovered who Quinn actually slept with.
You audibly gasped when you
he goes up to her, and then I started, like, I didn't expect the conversation to go where it was going to go. I thought he was going to be like, man, you're going to have to get rid of that baby and like support his friend. And then he's like, it's me. And she slept with him, and she gave that burn. She's like, well, like, who sleeps with their best friend's girlfriend?
Right.
And what did she say her reasoning was?
She was drunk on wine coolers and she felt fat that night. Which I get. I've done a lot more for a lot less.
Yeah. Listen, Quinn, there's actually no judgment.
Yeah, no, I'm a Quinn Fabray apologist.
And I will absolutely lean into that one, because we've all, had too many wine coolers and felt fat.
Yeah. So my question for you about this is, because you were... So obviously we knew that Finn didn't get her pregnant, and you didn't know Puck had gotten her pregnant. Did you just think that she was not pregnant at all? She was having
I thought
a false pregnancy as well. It was kind of parallel.
I was wondering that I had 2 ideas, which neither of them were correct.
Yeah.
And what popped in my head was either that she was faking it to keep him around because she was still worried about...
Classic. So a Terry.
Yeah. So she was still worried about Rachel.
Okay.
Yep. And I thought, oh, she's going to try to keep And I thought it would
Finn.
be a parallel story to Will's.
Yeah.
Or I thought that she just had a late period and
Yeah.
that she was overreacting, and not overreacting, sorry women, but like, thinking,
Right.
oh my God, I'm pregnant, and thinking actually like the myth, like,
yeah, like actually believing what happened.
Yeah, like I got pregnant from a hot tub.
Right.
And then it's, it was just, and then I was like, where's that one gonna go? Not very far. So I thought it was more of like a vengeance thing on Rachel. And then when I now know she's actually pregnant,
and with
it's
Puck's baby.
I'm again mad because I'm like,
right,
fuck you, not for making mistakes and being a human, but like, oh yeah,
no, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's not a great mistake to make. But again, I'm a Quinn Fabray apologist, and this is her lowest point. She only I love Quinn Fabray. I fucking love Quinn Fabray.
Is she still alive? I feel like all the Glee people are dead.
Diana Agron, who plays her, she's still alive.
All right, sorry, Glee people.
It's okay. The only three that have there are three.
Only three.
I know, fucked up. But there are only three people who have passed away from the Glee cast.
Right. And that would be Finn, Naya Rivera.
Yeah.
And.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, who else is dead?
Puck.
Oh, no.
I know.
I actually had like a straight girl crush on him.
You really have to, and now that you know this information, you really have to cut the actor from the character, because he went to jail for having child pornography, a lot, and he killed himself in jail before he could be on trial and go to prison. So you really have to separate the character from that, and that's why I didn't want to tell you, but
his character's so lovable.
I know, and he only gets more. So I also love Puck, and there's gonna be a lot of conversation about him later, because he is also a character in the show. But you really do have to separate the two, because Mark Salling is not a good person, and we do not condone anything that he did. We do, however, stand Puck, or Noah Puckerman, and we will talk about him as a living, breathing character,
valid character,
as a valid character in the series.
So the last thing I do have written is that Terry's in Quinn's car, and it's not okay.
Okay. So the last thing I have, or the last couple of things I have, is there's a lot to unpack at the football game. And we kind of talked about this because we watched it together, but there's 1 second left with the touchdown when Finn calls a timeout.
Yes.
Which I also, the high school that I graduated from.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't really give a shit about. I don't get, it's a game. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like that's bullshit. I don't feel like you can. Normally they just run out the clock when they're winning by 6-0.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have just ran it out. But valid. They have a timeout. Use it. 1 second with the touchdown. Without a touchdown. And Finn suggests that they do the dance. And at that point, the whole football team would have given up. The student section would have given up. People would have left. Yeah. I went to a school where we did not win a lot of football games. And most people left after the third quarter.
When you realized it was over.
When you realized the game was over. So at that point, no one would have been there. I understand it's a show.
And they always lose.
So they would have just been like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
The stands probably wouldn't have been there.
Exactly. So that's that. Shouldn't the dance that they do count as part of that 1 second? I might need someone who has football experience to answer these questions.
We need you to write in the comments your knowledge of the game. If there's 1 second left and they start dancing, is that part of the play, or are they not going to do it until they...
Because I think you only get 10 seconds to have the ball before you can say hut.
Well, how long?
Or hike, and then you throw it. I think you have 10 seconds, but when the ball touches the ground, to throw it to the quarterback, and the quarterback has to throw it. They have 10 seconds to get it across the line. That way the play starts. That way the game can fucking go on. That way you can't do shit like this where you can dance to Single Ladies by Beyonce. But I don't get it. Is that part of it? Is it not? Either way, we counted it out. And I think there's 4 seconds there before Finn throws it to Puck and Puck gets the touchdown. He has to catch it and run to the end zone.
Well, right. And I think 4 was liberal counting, liberal. We were quite liberal with our counting.
I agree.
I think it was more closer to 5 to 7, and
I agree.
that would not have happened. I think it just would have been way more realistic to be like, there's 10 seconds left in the game.
We
At
can do
least
it.
like give yourself some.
I agree. 10
wiggle.
seconds would have been fine. I
And
think
that's
10
still down to the wire.
Yes,
That's still
you're
the
not
same
coming
stress.
back.
Yeah.
You're not coming back after the team can't come back. Yeah, I agree. So besides them even doing that, there's no way in hell that the team would have even done the dance with 1 second left, and they A, don't think they're gonna win. They B, don't think that the dance is gonna do it, and they
Right.
don't want to be laughing stocks. They would not have put their pussies that hard into it to do that and get the touchdown. Like, there's no way.
You're right.
There's no way they would have done it. If Finn said that, they would have been like, "Fuck you, we're leaving," and would have walked off.
Right.
Like, I know for a fact that would have happened.
So beyond realistic.
Beyond realism.
It's not as real as you know.
I have 3 more points about
Pregnant
this game.
For a hot tub.
I-
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so they get the point. It's incredible. Kurt has to now kick the field goal to get the 1 point to win. If you do this, you will die a legend. And he says, "Can I pee first?" Which is just hilarious as well. Kurt really fucking takes his time to kick the ball again.
Yeah.
Which is just a track record for him to really.
I think that was expected. I think we knew he had to do his
Well,
ritual.
Right. I mean, I guess we did know that, but he really did take his goddamn time. And they're running at him.
And I don't think, like, I actually thought, so my prediction was that he was not going to get, like, that he was going to not do his ritual and just try to man it up for his dad and then miss it because he was trying to be something he wasn't.
Oh.
Right? And I thought it was going to take that turn. But then he
does it.
He stayed true to who he was. He did his ritual and he nailed it. And his dad was proud.
Oh my god, there's that one scene where he kicks it and Bert Hummel yells, "That's my son."
I know.
He's pointing and everything.
I think he whapped someone on the shoulder.
Yeah, just incredible. I wrote after that, in that same sentence, that wouldn't this have solved homophobia at the school? The kid won the only game they've won the entire season by making them all dance to Beyonce.
Well, I guess you just ruined that for me.
Well,
there could have been an episode next where they're all excited for him.
No. So, he's going to be off the football team in the next episode, I think. And then they never talk about it again.
You're right. It would have solved
everything. Everything would have been fine. They pick him up. They carry him off. He's screaming. Everything. That should have solved homophobia.
His problem.
Yeah. Everything. You know? He comes out. His dad doesn't hate him.
Right.
Like.
Done.
That should have, and it doesn't. And I don't know what at this point will. The last point I have about the game is that Quinn is so pretty. Because she just laughs and she just has that little, like, she puts her little, like, God, she just is.
Well, I actually noticed what you're talking about when she, like, laughed and put her pom-pom up. Her acting was solid.
I love her. The last little bit I have is Bert Hummel heart emoji that I wrote down. Because I just love that man as well.
I also did not expect that to happen. I did not expect him to come. Remember, I was like, is he going to come out? That's not going to happen. I thought he was going to chicken out. But again, they are doing some solid work for the queer community by showing that this individual does not back down.
Yeah.
And then they did another solid by showing a non-traditional parent not reject their son. Which I was also not expecting.
I know.
Or at the very least, I thought it would have been a very homo neutral, or like, you know, like not homophobic, but maybe like bordering homophobic.
And we kind of get that. I mean, he says like, I'm not obsessed with the idea, and like are you sure at the end there? But I mean, for 2009, for Lima, Ohio, for a mechanic who watches The Deadliest Catch.
I was just gonna say that.
Like, this is huge for the queer community, and I agree. It's just heartwarming as hell to watch.
I think they wanted to paint a story because that's not the norm in 2000.
No, not at all.
So I think
especially for like Lima, Ohio, for
Right.
rural Ohio.
I think they wanted to show the world the way it could and should be
I agree.
instead of what it was at the time.
I agree.
I think in art, when you paint or create something and you show what the world could be, that's what progression is. Because when you see that beautiful masterpiece of what the world could be, it inspires people to reach for it. It inspires people to make it
I
their
agree.
reality. So Glee did a solid by saying this is what the world could be, even though it's still not perfect in 2009. All of this, like you said, there was more of like a homo neutral response. I don't know. I made that word up, you guys.
I kind of like it though. I mean, it's not. I mean, I like it.
It's not so much homophobic, but it's not like homo affirming.
Yeah,
like
he's
not...
working on his allyship and he's working on his support for his son. But right now he is okay with it and just needs to
and tells his son, "I'm gonna love you no matter what."
I know. We love Burt Hummel.
Okay, will we continue loving Burt Hummel?
Yes.
Okay.
There's not a single, and I actually just got chills thinking about it. There's not a single shred of doubt that you ever have about Burt Hummel. That man is gold through and through.
Okay, awesome. I think that's Glee's manifestation that this could be, this can be and should be okay.
Yeah. The last thing I have is, and also kind of about Burt Hummel, is he says, "I wish your mom were here. I mean, alive." And
I was like, what, would she be there dead? Like,
right. I mean, it's just to set up the fact that Kurt's mom is dead. Like,
Right.
we just need to know that information for
Right.
future reference. But it is just a funny line. It's funny to listen to lines that are just put in there for the plot.
Right.
That, like, don't really have anything to do with it.
But couldn't that have been delivered writing wise? If that was
Differently?
it, he would be like, "I wish your mom were alive to see this day."
That's what I was thinking. The wording of it is just weird. I mean, alive.
It's right, because it made it be like, would she be there as a zombie?
Right.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Do you see
Or
her
like,
as a ghost?
shouldn't Kurt have been like, "Yeah, I wish mom was here," and like, she's looking down on you.
Yeah, like anything. Yes.
Anything other than, I mean, alive.
But then that's the Glee.
I know, that's
comedy.
like Glee universe.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's something like, if Burt Hummel seems like that character wouldn't quite know how to deliver that anyway.
It's true, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. We
Yeah.
made it make sense.
Yeah, we solved
Good for
that.
us. Yeah, and then Rachel quits the Glee Club after. Oh, I guess she doesn't quit.
No, she quits. She said, "I quit."
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even remember. We just watched it.
Because she's not Maria.
Right, because she can't sing "Tonight" this one time.
Right.
Yeah, she sucks for that.
We didn't talk about her conversation, by the way, that in the ballet studio, I realized. And I'd like to go back for a hot second because I actually wrote stuff down because I thought it was freaking hilarious. She was like, "I may be bossy, abrasive, and conceited, but like," you're like, those are horrible things. And she's like, "But I want you to judge me on my talent," which is also bossy, abrasive, and conceited.
Yeah, right.
And it's pretty funny. So, but she made an interesting point where she was like, everybody else is getting something out of this. Why are you not letting me get something out of this? But like, what a lie. She was getting something out of it the entire time. Up to that point, she was the lead.
Yeah.
So she's just blinded.
She just is, yeah.
She's blinded by the cocaine carrot.
There you go.
Of Cabaret. The cocaine carrot of Cabaret.
Wow. Say that 10 times fast.
Was it Cabaret or Chicago? No, yeah, Cabaret. The cocaine carrot of Cabaret.
Cabaret is cocaine carrot. Love it. Yeah, so that's the end of Preggers.
Sure is.
A lot to unpack. We really unpacked all of that.
Yeah. So I have no idea where this is going to go.
No, and I'm excited for that.
I will hate it.
For sure.
If oh, okay. I'm just gonna hate it. I said I'm gonna hate it if Rachel gets on Broadway. He can't respond, and none of you can either, and I won't be reading comments, dang it.
I know. Well, there's a lot of actually Easter eggs in this one episode that we're going to come back to because a lot changes just from this.
Okay.
So I'm excited. I just am excited. I love doing this with you. The next episode is one of my favorite episodes, which is The Roads Not Taken. I'm so excited. We love Kristen Chenoweth. We're gonna actually watch it now together.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. So we're gonna leave. We're gonna stop recording and we're gonna watch that, and then we're gonna record episode 5, and you'll get that next week. We love you. This is My Teacher's a Gleek. Megan, tell the world you're a Gleek.
I'm a Gleek.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.